and hopefully in for an exciting end. We'll have to see as we whiz through. But if anything, it's a good showcase for the next map as well, because this was a very close first game. So if this carries on throughout the series, it should be a pretty good match we're watching. And you know.
Oh, and I can be sure that it will. Like, just as I was saying, you can't predict a winner between these two. Some rounds Steej looked so dominant, and then ZenAku would just come around with this sick aim and just, take us by surprise. So back and forward, so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and for me it's going to be interesting to see whether ZenAku finally has an answer for the Sorlag play, the very static play at the upper shotgun room. Just holding that doorway. There's been a few times that he sort of played that champion and there's been no answer.
That was a big rocket jump. I haven't seen that angle before. I don't know if we were on ZenAku then on stream, but like...
We were, yeah.
Yeah, no, ZenAku looking very, very warmed up, and so this is going to be it. The all or nothing moment.
Round begins in.
Well, let's see.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go with ZenAku. Let's go with ZenAku. He's the man to make it happen.
Sure, ZenAku it is. Update the score for 0, as it's not been determined yet, and it will be the Mega Health rocket launcher in LG. And obviously, if we just quickly swap around before going back, you can see Steej doesn't have that lightning gun, and that's obviously some amount of power that ZenAku has over him right now, knowing that at some point Anaki's going to want to go and get that. And that's a potential trap to be set up, but the rockets are really good off the spawn. Injection forced out, not going to be enough though. And Steej.
Those rockets from Steej were sick.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example of, like a Quake catch. You know your opponent's going to be in a narrow little walkway, nowhere to dodge, and you just destroy them for it.
That was an extremely clutch response though from ZenAku. There was the potential for him to go down immediately off the spawn. But 2 well-placed rockets. 3 even. Oh, maybe the 3rd. He's weak. He should take down. I don't think he can survive this unless he got the heavy armor. Oh my god, there was 25. He's collected it.
Wow.
He's not healthy.
And yeah, that health bubble right at the last second. But ZenAku knows he can put the pressure down right now. He knows he has to. Oh, that injection comes up at a great time. Used expertly. This has gone so well for Steej.
Yeah, he's in a very good position right now. He can even push onto this heavy armor. It's fortunate that rocket didn't connect with the slash. Steej will have an idea exactly where he is though, but... Oh, he wants to finish it now. Again, great response though.
ZenAku does seem to know all of Steej's tricks. It's just that Steej's execution is so good that he's creating situations where, there's nothing you can do. Oh, that rocket onto Steej was like millimeters away from his face.
He basically hugged the wall. And that's going to be a quick final round. That's the way of the game, it seems. We'll be going on to map 2 now.
Round begins in 3, 2.
I think it's Blood Covenant, but we'll find out. Was it Blood Run? It was Blood something. If it's Ruins of Sarnath, then yeah, but I think it's Blood something. Yeah, Covenant. Thought so.
Blood something. It's
Yeah.
one of the two.
I really don't know why they changed it from Campgrounds, to be honest. I mean, it's had a lot of major changes. I mean, you basically go anywhere you want now, whereas before it was.
I don't know
a
if
cylinder.
Campgrounds fits their like dark Cthulhu, or the like Lovecraftian themes.
I suppose as well with the Anarchy that it's so mobile around the map, and the Nyx that's continually changing positions. I say that with the Nyx, but
Yeah, it's only when
it's...
Cooler plays it that it seems to turn into the Campgrounds.
yeah. Maybe when
No,
Clanarina gets added. If it gets added. I hope it doesn't get added, but hey. I'd like, to be honest, are there any modes you'd like to see? Obviously, we know CTF's coming while these guys get set up for map 2. Personally, I'd like to see freeze tag, I think. If there was going to be any kind of
crazy fun with like, yeah, well, with Anarchies hopping around, but then you've got your like bigger, tankier characters as well who you like defend more carefully because they can do more.
Exactly. It would be super cool.
Like someone like a scale bearer with a mobility could be really powerful. Yeah, I like the idea.
Prepare for draft.
Oh, and like as scale bearer, you could like herd teammates really effectively. You could
Yeah.
have like a little train going.
Oh god, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, line them up and then do the ability, and you just like take off across the map.
Yeah.
I
Oh
want
dear.
this
Or you
now.
could knock them off the edge of the map with it as well. Oh dear, to make them respawn. But hey, we're into picks for map 2 and they've gone incredibly quickly, so we'll find out when we get into game. But I definitely
I think I
saw
saw a
a
Doomslayer pick there.
Hunimo has been called. That was actually quite a popular dual mode in CPM. It worked quite well actually. I think a few people have said they should try it in this, but
Well, we already kind of have the rounds.
yeah, true. It's like halfway
I
there.
don't know if it wouldn't be like quite as drastic a difference as like traditional dual to Huni mode was.
Yeah, with the champions as well, it makes it a little tougher, I suppose. But hey, it looks like for ZenAku we're gonna have the slash again, Sorlag and Anarchy, opting for a similar setup. Steej opting to get rid of the Sorlag, bringing out the Doomslayer, which is a champion I was expecting to see earlier, maybe on Bloodrun, but Nyx and Anarchy as well. Doomslayer obviously with the double jump, and the Nyx with the double jump, kind of, well, wall jump technically, offering...
The double jump gives you so much extra mobility on this map, but also using the ultimate to get places quickly. Just, completely unintentional use of the ultimate, but that's what he's most popular for here.
I think that's really what it has to be used for, though, right? I mean, actually, to be fair, they buffed the melee now, but you still rather Gauntlet 9 times out of 10.
In a serious duel that has no place for like fragging power, in TDMs and stuff where you can catch people off guard, it's good, but yeah, especially at this kind of level, you're not going to see the ability used aggressively.
Exactly. But it will be an Anarchy versus Nyx start as we watch ZenAku. Have the heavy armor to kick things off. Does have the railgun already. And obviously, when you've got two champions like this, it's so difficult to deny the railgun anyway. Sorry.
A fairly classic start here where Steej is just controlling the top of the map. ZenAku does well to sneak his way up here while Steej is off getting the Mega. And now the first fight comes out. ZenAku forced to use his ability. Steej is not.
All the hourglasses should be up though if he wants to collect them at least.
Yeah, but Steej is gonna know and be here ready. That's a great little read there, and yeah, I really love when players can kind of read out, especially like going for hourglasses. That's always a fun little thing.
It's always interesting to me when players opt not to go for them at all. It makes me question why. The rate at which, I mean, particularly on someone like Anarchy, that you can get closer to that 80 HP mark to keep yourself above that railable threshold, the better. Not that it's likely, but it's certainly possible. Railgun connected, but this is going to be tough to catch out the Nyx here, really, as the Anarchy. Always with that Ghost Walk, and with the Nyx always holding up the ground, there's so many options for escape.
Yeah, that was such an interesting fight from those two, really dancing around the LG range there, like the back and forward, Steej slowly closing the ground. But both players, kind of really holding their ground there, and we do split off the major items, which is the best outcome for everyone.
Playing the pillar side of the map for the time being. He's not exactly in a healthy position though. He can survive one railgun, but at that point you might see the Ghost Walk popped and the Initiate come. In fact, it's popped early before the railgun. ZenAku seemingly aware of it though. And this is his moment.
Yeah, I do like that Steej didn't just go straight through the teleporter there. It would be easy to assume that that's what ZenAku wanted to do, but ZenAku very, very smart not to do that, get himself cornered. And Steej, just holding that door open for that frag as long as possible before it does get closed.
Question in chat, is railgun still extra damage when you zoom? Yes, adds an additional 10. There's a little circle that you'll see wrap around, and once it completes, that will do 90 damage instead of 80. But it takes somewhat... You have to think about using it, otherwise it's just 80 as you can see there.
Alright, Steej really stripped down here stack-wise. He should be able to stack up fairly fast, and there we go. Back to full stack. These light characters are so good, just how quickly you can stack back up to max.
Yeah, never safe though. I mean, look at this, he's railable now.
Yeah, exactly. Back and forward so fast.
And
Living life on the edge of a knife.
And this is the place he doesn't want to get caught out as the Nyx, because if he pops the Ghost Walk, there's only 2 possible escape options. The Rocket! Oh, fortunately, he hit one of his own, but he's incredibly weak. 20. There's not nowhere near enough health. And he's grabbing for him to become safe. And yeah.
There is notably less health on this map in duel versus TDM. You know, in TDM they have like the double health bubbles around, but in duel they've just got ones. And yeah, much less health to sack yourself back up on.
If we swap around to ZenAku for the time being, as he looks to close off this game, 1 minute remaining. I'm gonna disable. In fact, I'll disable X-ray and I'll swap onto Steej so we can watch him try and close the gap. It's do or die time for him now to try and tie the series. In a second map, well, not tie the series rather, but take the first round. This is a really unfortunate time to jitter around, but 28
it shouldn't
seconds.
make too much difference. I mean, he's only just picking himself up the railgun now, so that's going to be alright. Pushing through that little doorway is never a good move, but a great use of the reanimation.
He just needs to go for it though, that's the problem. I think this is likely going to be a good game unless he catches him off guard. He's just heard the collection, the rockets need to be good! And ZenAku is the one to reign superior. That'll be first round on the board.
Prepare to
Yeah,
fight.
ZenAku just slowing that down so much, and making sure Steej can't do his thing and, you know, pick the fights that he wants to pick.
3, 2, 1. Round 2.
To round 2 will be the double anarchy again.
Yeah, I think this is a much more balanced way to play it.
First
Steej trying to
railgun.
use momentum here to catch ZenAku down. He does hear that the injection's forced out.
I think Siege is just looking back to Corrupted Keep and the kind of impact he had when he did step up the aggression on the plus W play. He was very clean. There's the first frag on the board.
Yeah, I'm surprised ZenAku gave that one away so readily. He played the start of that so well, but just getting caught out in that quite even fight there, you know, doesn't go his way. Oh, Steej looking to catch ZenAku off guard on that side of the map. Thankfully, ZenAku doesn't do anything silly like go straight for the rail.
Oh no!
Great movement there.
Yeah, I mean the plasma trail stopped him walking forward. Had to play the distance game with rockets that he already chose to pull out. If he swapped to LG, there would have been a lot of free damage. So he was basically forced into that. It was very well played by ZenAku. Swap on.
Great time to pop that plasma trail again, just to close that distance quickly. And yeah, just make sure that Steej, you know, doesn't have time to respond before ZenAku pushes through for that. And now we're finally going to see the Doomslayer come out.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it works for him at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
is
it
this
will
gonna be
allow
the-
him to get all the weapons he needs without having to take balance pads and things at least. But you can see him there. That was a predict railgun and a half.
Yeah, and despite being at the stack disadvantage, like, Steej just wants to keep putting this pressure down. He wants to play like he has 200, you know. Because up against the wall like this, sometimes that's the best way to approach it. Just be absolutely fearless. You know, it's worked really well for players like Claws.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, man,
Oh, and that
rocket.
is such a good spam rocket. So right now, Steej has just swung all the momentum on the map back into his own favor.
Unfortunately, there's no majors up for about 10 seconds, so in theory, if ZenAku gets tabs on where Steej is, he might be able to still get on one of these items. That rocket did almost more harm than good. He can't go for this heavy! He wants it anyway.
Yeah, that was a risky situation. I understand why ZenAku wanted to go for that, but just very, very dangerous. Because yeah, I mean that's
Champion.
another one of these things where, like in a traditional Quake, you know, you would never drop into a lightning gun, or almost never do it and expect it to win. But in Quake Champions, there are a lot more situations where that can be the right thing to do.
Definitely, particularly when you're a nimble character as well.
And I love using the acid spit as a window to drop down there.
It's going to be
Because
one
like
to
yeah,
one.
hitting the mid-air acid so challenging. You're unlikely to take the splash, so just go for it. Take
Yeah.
that window and mess your opponent up.
1. Round 3.
Into round 3. Again, the double anarchy. Oh. Another day,
Wow,
another
good
rocket.
players.
That could have mid-aired, yeah.
Yeah, that was such an even start actually. Like incredibly aggressive, great shots landing from both players, but just such an even way to end up. And again, both players ending up with about the same amount of HP. Oh. Wow.
No, could have follow up.
And what do you even say about that? Just crazy aggression, you know, absolutely unrestrained.
I mean, both players were hitting all their shots as well. It's just slightly healthier as ZenAku throughout. There's the railgun. Oh man, Steej is really
Wow,
trying
very
to turn
aggressive.
up.
Yeah, just aggressive use of that Doom. Very, very smart way to pull off that double jump in an unexpected way. But again, ZenAku just seems too prepared for this. He's hitting too much. Steej doesn't seem to really know how to respond to a calm, cool, collected, and in control ZenAku.
Well, it's the Knicks up now. This is a great place to force the Ghost Walk. Oh, the super shotgun, he's going all out. We've seen it work to great effect on Blood Corrupted Keep, but I mean, again, like the rockets earlier, another shotgun, another life. That could have quite easily have been the end of ZenAku. Just such
Yeah, it's a big
huge
gamble,
matchups.
but like the reward, like it's risk and reward. And that's how a lot of people want to play these last champions, and I've noticed especially in Europe, like you get down to the last champion, you just rush and try and do something dangerous because, you know, statistically, you're gonna do better in more situations. Like it's your best chance to come back.
Yeah, for sure. Quick
So like
anarchy.
gearing up to do a move and just kind of gets shut down preemptively by Steej there.
Railgun again, I mean, Steej is hitting his railguns. No doubt. Yet again, another rocket keeps ZenAku in the fight. Just feel like every engagement is a surprise when you see these two playing Anarchy.
Yeah, they just make sure that their opponent doesn't have any breathing room. They just want to constantly be like catching each other off guard, you know, forcing out these injections. That's such a sneaky rail. Steej wasn't even visible on the screen of ZenAku there, I don't think. Wow, and this has to be so frustrating for ZenAku right now, just trying to come up with an answer for these railguns.
Well, rockets could be it.
I honestly don't know how Steej didn't get that frag. That looked like such a sure frag for him. He just, once he got bounced, missed all of his LG.
It's just too quick of a walk speed, I think, on Anarchy. And then just perfect rockets. Yep. Still one major item for both players. Out comes the Doomslayer, opting to leave Nyx for last again. Gonna have to make work of this Anarchy though. I think the frag is gonna have to happen somewhere near rocket launcher or a trap, perhaps.
Yeah, that can be a great place to pull out the double jumps, as long as you don't walk into rockets. Like, that's the only problem with the double jump, is it can make you so predictable to hit if your opponent's set up.
Indeed. I mean, it's that or maybe a heavy. Pillars is going to be too tough to try and shut down a frag, I feel. Comfortably anyway, but the question is whether ZenAku will give it to him, because ZenAku's preference will surely be the pillar side of the map.
I actually think there's a lot of interesting play you could make pillar side with the double jump, but ooh, instantly ZenAku there just flicking around with a great bit of rocket placement. Now we're going to continue to see these major items split off. This is really important for Steej right now at this point of the game. Alright, so this is the Doomslayer pressure right now. I think Steej has gotten the taste of blood and he wants to push in. I don't think we've seen him use the ability at all yet, actually, but... Oh no, this is it. Here it comes.
I think he actually used it to finish off the melee if needed.
Well, but also let him get the Mega and get to that position maybe a bit faster than expected, you know. ZenAku here with nothing except the nail gun.
You never know though with nail gun. Oh, he's hit the dot, but there's a 25.
Yeah, that's just going to be enough to keep him going. We might see a bit of slash aggression here. It's probably not going to connect because of where Steej went. And that's a great use of the double jump too, just to cross the map like that. Yeah, that's more or less the most... that's probably the most powerful bit of movement you can do as Doom here.
All he's got to do is stay alive for a minute now. Let's swap around. It'll be the heavy. Oh, that's the second time he's narrowly missed the heavy collection. This could be it. Oh, he's turned around. He would have guessed it correctly. Maybe this is good though with the plasma trail. Yeah, this could be perfect.
Yeah, now he's completely shut Steej down. This has got to be the chase. Steej is probably going to use the ability here. And there it is.
Oh my
he tries
God.
to tease it. It doesn't work for him. But
It
look
might
at how
still work.
fast Doom is.
Are you kidding
Wow. Just, that's the perfect use of the Doom ability right there. I mean, he got the damage, he used the speed, and just completely confused ZenAku.
3, 2.
And another life again. Like if Steej hadn't been in the doorway as Doomslayer, that slash would have crouch slid right past him. The plasma trail would have on both sides, and that would have been the frag. But he ran straight into Steej's face, unable to move. Rocket did damage to himself, and ultimately, yeah, Doomslayer came out on top. But hit the final round.
First here, and ZenAku does well to get rid of it because that mobility is just so frustrating, and that ability too. Like it's the ability you don't want to come up against when you're chasing that final frag. I think it was, I can't remember, it was either ZenAku or Steej who I asked when I first saw people playing Doomslayer, and I said, you know, what's the deal with this? Is this actually good?
Yeah, it was the first time I really saw it used to effect was on Blood Run, like the jumping with the LG just to get a bit of extra damage. Are you kidding me? 2 gauntlets into acid spit.
What an insane amount of damage. I mean, you know, 2 gauntlets, that's 150 right off the bat. And then the acid spit's an extra 200 and something, I think. Or about 200 damage. That's a lot of damage. That's going to kill anything.
Really ballsy play. And that's going to be...
And yeah, I think
one
pivoting on that gauntlet frag, you know. What a crazy way to win.
Oh. Map 3 it's going to be. Which I think is Blood Run. Think. Possibly. I don't understand these pickups.
That would have been good.
Is it just it only shows you for the final round? I guess 1 mega,
Yeah, it
1
must.
heavy. Must be bugged.
I don't know if it always does that.
Maybe it did. I don't know actually. I'm pretty sure it showed everything before. Unless they
What we
changed
do
it to
know
show
is-
specific rounds, that would also make sense.
Yeah. What we do know is those guys hit a lot of shots.
Yeah.
You don't need to look at the percentages to see that one.
Well, we always talk about Astro Boy rockets, Pythons, but I mean today, ZenAku has been the man to just hit all of the clutch rockets. They've not necessarily been like air rockets and like combos, but they've been the clutch fadeaway rockets or the sort of the rockets that have kept him in the game, sort of 90, 100 damage shots to prevent
and
the
some
push.
just really big flicks. Yeah. Yeah, no, his aim has been so sick. This is maybe the best I've ever seen him aiming.
Definitely on point. And it's going to be Runes to Sarnath, isn't it, Blood Run? Okay. So potentially again we could see the slash come out from ZenAku. It's likely. Wonder whether we'll see a Galena maybe, potentially.
Yeah, or a scale bearer. That's the other thing that has suddenly become very, very good here.
Oh, yeah, maybe, possibly. Let's see, as we jump into picks. If you're interested as we kick things off, you can find out all the information on the tournament in the brackets. So I've posted them in the chat. The winner of this game will be playing the winner of Astro Boy and Python.
So yeah, just huge matchups here. Alright, we've got the mirror picks off the bat. The full mirror picks, there we go.
So, was that no slash and no Galena? I think I saw.
No slash, no Galena. We had Anarchy, Solag, and Nyx for both players. So yeah, again, just very safe picks. I think, you know, you want to pull out your absolute best picks if you're one of these two here. You don't want to give your opponent any opportunity just on like a weird pick. I think Doom didn't necessarily work well for Steej last time.
I suppose the only time you can really test new champions like Doom though is in actual competition, because in practice you always know in the back of your mind that your opponent isn't playing his, you know, A game, his absolute best or his tournament performance level of play, so you're only ever going to know.
Well, that's why it's important to have good practice partners. I think a lot of people in gaming don't really understand, like, or they don't really consider the difference between practice and performance, you know? It's a very, yeah, it's one of those things I learned from doing music, you know, that I carry into gaming. There aren't many skills I can say transfer like that, but we are getting underway here, and we don't actually have the mirror pick. I'm surprised to see ZenAku here on the Nyx, but I mean, I'm sure he's got a reason for this. He does still get a major item, and this is going to be it. He's using this Ghost Walk not only to get the trap and the damage, but I mean, you know, at the very least there he got the guns. The frag is definitely a good bonus.
It was only ever going to be Rocket from ZenAku, it seems.
Yeah, it's all you need if you're going to hit shots like that and go for traps like that. You know, that was a certified agent move right there.
Obviously the problem he has now is the fact that it is the Solag and he doesn't have the Ghost Walk up just yet to avoid the dot. Thankfully it didn't connect, because he'd be down to about 20 HP after that 25 now, so...
And that was the perfect fadeaway. I mean, just such smooth execution there, and this is the trap again. Potentially. Not quite finding it, but now ZenAku has the perfect setup. Yeah, he just needs to wait.
I mean, he's on an even playing field when it comes to armor. One rocket maybe, and things will be even. There's no acid spit up in the next 8 seconds. If the Solag pushes through, there is potential to convert, but ZenAku's still going to be looking for an extra rail here or there.
Yeah, that was the place he didn't want Steej to be. Like, he did all that careful setting up, all that waiting, and then Steej was just in the wrong place for it. So well played by Steej to, you know, kind of make sure that ZenAku can't get his foot in those doors. If that Ghost Walk came down like a second or two later, Steej would have been really confused.
That was really nice use of the acid spit as well. It basically gave the Nyx only one way to escape. Into the open, or stick around and wait.
Yeah, and you could just see how much it got mown through.
Well, that's goodbye to the Nyx anyway. The Anarchy coming out now.
Good movement from ZenAku to get to the top of the map so quickly, and kind of, you know, punish Steej while he's over on the weaker side, looking at these armors. Nothing up on the map, so this probably isn't the time actually to go for damage on the Solag. ZenAku should be a lot more interested in exit damage right now than hurting Steej before the pickup. And that's more or less what ZenAku seems to respect here, with how he backs away onto the Mega.
Yeah, he's gotten out of this really well though. Where's ZenAku? That acid spit's been popped. He doubled back around, saw the hourglasses weren't collected. He knows he's still got a bit of time before the acid spit, but it's just unfortunately a Railgun connected that's going to prevent him from even considering looking for damage.
Ooh. That is some big movement. That is just such sick control. It doesn't really achieve much, it just looks really cool. But he is in a good position for this Mega. Oh, I think this is a mistime from Steej, actually. Yeah, he mistimes the Mega. So that actually, you know, what should have been a situation where Steej should have been locking down this frag, suddenly he's the one getting pressured by ZenAku. And that just goes to show you, you know, if you make any kind of tiny little mistake here against these guys, they will completely flip it against you.
Yeah. That'll be the frag anyway. A little bit of stuttering for both, but on the Sorlag now is ZenAku.
Yeah, the Sorlag mirror matchup. We're gonna have probably, you know, a good old acid spit on acid spit fight. ZenAku just creeping around the lower corridors here. I think he wants to hold on to the stack that he has just for a little bit longer before these items start to come up. You know, he doesn't want to risk taking a rail or something too soon before these items. This is great for both players, actually. Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I don't know why Steej wasn't giving himself view on the drop. It was almost like he was trying to set up a trap himself, but got caught with his pants down. And this could be an immediate refrag if he guesses correctly. Fortunately, Nick's going to be able to escape there. Finally gets an LG, but is lacking absolutely everything. And with only 35 seconds remaining, yeah, I think this is going to very quickly be a frag.
Oh, that was unfortunate that ZenAku didn't quite make that little drop down there. But you can see Steej just wants to show up and fight here, even though he's so weak. And this is kind of like, this is more or less what he has to do.
He needs to keep
that
taps on
armor
items,
pickup,
for sure.
Yeah. Well, getting that fight before the armor pickup was probably the closest their stacks were going to be for a while. Now it's only going to get harder and harder with ZenAku having that big armor.
Sudden death.
Sudden death is irrelevant. It's still just one champion apiece, but unlimited time now. Let's see how long it takes one of these players. Oh, the jump up comes, forces the Ghost Walk down to 40 points of health.
That was such a great move from ZenAku. Just absolutely perfect read on Steej. Again, just, you know, control here. Oh wow, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. Just such a huge move to make. And one of those fantastic moves where, like, it's completely defined by what one player is able to make happen in the face of just, you know, nothing else. Just creating such a cool opportunity. Unfortunately, that was kind of a janky fight, and Steej just hit better.
Yeah, I mean, upper ground as well, just always got a
maybe
slight
getting
advantage.
a little bit greedy.
Round begins in 3, 2.
And 1-0 for Steej
Round two.
in our final map. Will be Anarchy on Anarchy to start this time, opting for the next. LG is collected by Steej, heavy armor as well. Big separation already on the two items. Both players are
Yeah,
aware.
you can see how long Steej was prepared to commit to, like, peeking that railgun angle. Like, that's how badly he wanted that shot there. That's how confident he was that ZenAku might be going back. Because getting that railgun shot or a rocket like that, this is perfect now for Steej to take complete control of the map. And you can see, like, he knows how much time he has. Ooh. Wow, but I mean, he chooses to kind of gamble everything instead, and it almost works out well for him, but... Well, after such, you know, a split item start, what could have been a really great delay, we're actually in a situation where it's like none of that happened.
Again, the rockets from ZenAku, but just not quite enough.
Yeah, I mean, just taking these really close fights, you know, it's anyone's games, and Steej just happens to execute better there in that moment.
This is scary moments though for Steej. Look at the health pool. Oh, this could be it! In comes the drop, the jump. Yeah, LG to finish, and he's still healthy, just picking up the heavy armor. The Sorlag's not going to have anything. There's definitely a real potential now for this Sorlag on ZenAku to deny the LG, but going the wrong way. He still could actually get over there if he's quick, but the acid spit is up, and small moment gone, perhaps, but rockets again down to 7 HP. Oh my god.
Wow.
If there was ever a time to hit
7
an Elgin.
HP. Yeah. That was literally one LG hit from death. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you could even
cannot
machine
do more
gun. It does
against the
crazy
wall.
damage in this game.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to watch that back and be a little bit frustrated at himself, but not much you can do when you hit the railgun like that.
Yeah,
Well done.
Steej, you know, like if you look up the dictionary definition of clutch, that's you get a little Twitch TV clip of that right there.
Yeah, no doubt. It's unfortunate to hit the Aster Spit as well, and is exactly where this Nyx is. Although for a moment I think he felt like he came up the stairs, but this walk is up now. Fortunately, he's got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to find his way in, ZenAku, but unfortunately, again, it's only the Sorlag to take out before it's Nyx on Nyx, but it is the Sorlag, so there's not really an only in that.
Yeah,
Oh
the
no!
only got to play unless you get some big rockets. Oh, and the rocket to rail combo as well. Well, this is as good a chance as any for ZenAku to frag.
Well, that's the story of the game, though. ZenAku deals all his damage whilst running away, it feels like, half the time.
Yeah, or just while in these really like tight situations.
Yeah. And then when it comes to actually pushing in to finish off the frags, just not quite. I would have put it off sometimes, but
That is such a disappointing railgun to miss right there. Well, like that's like the dream shot setup, you know.
yeah, there's definitely potential for Sorlag to drop to heavy if he wanted to, but in fact, gonna go collect to light instead, let the heavy go. I suppose this is it really. If he drops down and the Nyx Ghost walks in, there's the chance that he could get surprise attacked, whereas at least up there he's on comfortable ground and doesn't need to overextend for the risk.
Great damage there from Steej. This is going to put ZenAku, you know, just back enough. And this is a fight that ZenAku, like I can't see a world in which that's a good fight to take. I mean, even if that goes well, even if that goes alright for ZenAku and he deals damage and doesn't die, he's just taken the 2 HP bubbles at his back. So even if he has to back out of that room, he's not going to have any health. Not the best fight to take, and maybe just, yeah.
Well, potential match point now. I mean, here's a match point, but
Oh, ZenAku coming through the
Steej.
teleporter into the gauntlet. Great attempt there from Steej, but it just does not work out with the gun. You know, it's always better to have a gun than to just try and punch someone.
almost there. Sorlag will be the second champion of choice again.
Great use of the assets bit there. I love the placement into the doorway. You know, just the great spot to kind of have ZenAku baited out and caught unaware.
There's somewhat of a separation now between these items. Definitely potential for Steej to get on both of them. But the question is, can he push
Yeah.
ZenAku back, and does he want to?
Yeah, well, he's definitely done the damage there to the HP, but also to the ability, right? So even with that Mega, ZenAku doesn't actually gain that much. The fact that he doesn't have his recharge is much, much more important, and eating that railgun. I mean, Steej can afford to come up to the top of the map here and just try and catch ZenAku. He doesn't do it. You know, just doesn't quite play out, but it still is not a good place for ZenAku to be. Like, even though he's taking everything on the map, he's in such a bad position. Oh, but he hits everything, and that more than makes up for it.
Yeah, that's just a crazy turnaround. I mean, there's three escapes on that heavy, so Steve's just trying to corner all bases. Unfortunately, it looked like he took the stairwell by the eyeball in middle, and crazy LG at the end there, like you say. And on his comeback, it seems just the Nyx now. I mean, Siege doesn't have a mega time, so
Yeah, well, that's actually the second time in these games we've seen Steej really lose out on a Mega by mistiming, although it does appear that ZenAku doesn't quite know when it is either. One of these guys is going to figure it out pretty soon.
is the heavy being delayed until is he listening for the mega above? Oh no, he did take it, but
Well, there we go, they are going to be synced up there. And so again, yeah, like these being so close, this does lean much more towards these slower games. and this is not a good thing for Steej. Like, he does have, you know, half the round more or less still to come back, but the way these items are, it's not going to be easy.
No, for sure.
Stopwatch.
That would be the mega. He needs to get some light armors, to be honest, Steej. He's scared of even going for it, though.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect place for ZenAku to just fly through and hit a railgun, and this is going to be the catch, in fact. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just heard the whir or the railgun on the ZenAku.
Very, very close to getting caught out here. ZenAku. Was that a direct rocket in response? That was a decent connection.
I don't think the rocket actually hit, did it?
ZenAku's rocket definitely hit there. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I was thinking Steej, sorry.
Yeah,
Steej
just a full
narrowly
like
missed.
360 flick as he escapes.
Oh, what a rocket.
Ooh. A railgun would have finished that. A tiny little bit more LG would have finished that.
Oh, they
These
both
guys
know.
Other to the wire.
Heavy up, Mega spawning as well. Only a minute left, time is definitely running out. Turn off X-rays, we watch Steej try to close gap. Here comes the LG, Mega collected
Reposition for
mid-fight.
Steej. And that's it.
Wow. But still, there is... Oh, ZenAku's gone for the Nyx with... This is interesting to me. He's got one Ghost Walk in him, really.
Yeah, I guess he's expecting, you know, the big pressure from Steej no matter what.
Oh.
And, yeah, I guess that was just enough pressure. And
Yeah.
he decided to go aggressive with it in such a way that Steej just doesn't have an answer.
I suppose you can go aggressive knowing that you can pop Ghost Walk if you need to, but it's just risky to me because if you take damage and pop Ghost Walk low HP, there's the chance that the game gets tied up. But hey, close choice and
has his... if they both have their Ghost Walks up, rather. You know, and you're forced to use it first.
yeah. But here we go, Anarchy versus Nyx. One more round tied up for ZenAku. Interesting railgun.
Interesting Ghost Walk.
Oh, I didn't even see he popped his Ghost Walk.
Yeah, that was very, very sneaky. There was just the tiniest little hint of that. Oh no.
This is scary. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh,
Are you kidding
oh,
me?
what a bounce!
Are you kidding
What
me?
a bounce!
The fact that he
That's
carries it on
insane.
rather than swap to machine gun as well says everything about... Oh, he's gone for the acid spit anyway.
But yeah, like, yeah, the combo bounce. I haven't quite seen that one either, I don't think.
Unfortunately, he's going to suicide.
Yeah, ZenAku getting the hug of death there from Steej.
This is going to be Railgun anyway. LG, he's going to need at some point, you would think. It doesn't opt to go for the rockets. Doesn't opt to go for the LG at the start. There we go.
Nice railgun, nice setup to expect Steej to come through. A little bit reckless there even from Steej, the way he flies around that corner.
I suppose you can
You know,
afford
I
to
guess
do
he
it
was
to some
really-
extent.
Oh, he's got so much on this side of the map, so much for him to collect. He's still very much in the driver's seat. Right there. The valuable sound cue that Steej is waiting for. This vertical LG goes so much better for ZenAku, but Steej with the damage in the rails.
Oh no! He's so weak. Look at the HP pools.
Oh, whoever breathes in the wrong direction is going to be giving up the frag here.
I really
Zit,
like the ballsy
the
rails.
railgun.
No way! Steej! I really
I'm
liked what
surprised
was
that
happening
did
though.
so much damage with that vertical LG. That was crazy.
The rocket to railgun was just sick though from Steej.
Yeah, just the perfect answer. And I mean, those guys saying, you know, we're going to have this railgun standoff, everything on the line for ZenAku. Wow.
That was a hilariously enjoyable game though, for a while.
Yeah, look at that round. 42% LG on ZenAku, 16%